This is Phoenix. Phoenix is a peregrine falcon. She has been with us for several years after she flew into a brick wall at speed and damaged her eyes. She can't see well enough to be released, so she's a program bird and needs a little bit more on the fist training. I've been rescuing animals since I was like 5 years old and found my first kitten. And it's been my passion. When I came to a place in my life where I could buy my own property, I bought property here for the purpose of rehabilitating wildlife and applied for my licenses in 1991. And we've been doing this for 24 years. We could not do our work if it wasn't for our volunteers. There is no way one or two people could do this every day of the year, and we are open every day of the year. We have volunteers that will come in Christmas morning and feed the animals, and our volunteers are part of our family. I have no children, and a lot of the younger volunteers that come in, they end up becoming like my kids or my nieces and nephews. They're family.
I remember thinking, when I'm old enough to volunteer, I want to work here. And so when I turned 16, I was looking into job opportunities, and I found this place, and it's amazing being able to work hands-on with animals every day, and just the variety of the animals that you see, it gives me a whole appreciation.
One of our good friends used to volunteer here for Peggy and stuff like that, and she told me about it, and I went on their website and saw that she had the rehabber class, and something I would love to do someday, so I figured might as well learn from the best, and that would be Peggy.
In the beginning, my goal was just to save as many animals as we could. And we handle a lot of southeastern Pennsylvania. But there's only so many animals that are rescued within our distance. So our goal was to teach other people to do what we do so that they can open up centers throughout the state, which is really needed. So I have been traveling a lot, going to conferences and teaching at conferences, and also conducting classes in different parts of Pennsylvania. And one of the reasons that I can do that is because we have some wonderful staff members who are now licensed wildlife rehabilitators, who are part of our succession plan and have taken over the animal care, allowing me to teach, and our volunteers, who are awesome. And they're here so I can actually leave and teach others and not worry about the center.
Be nice, I know.
But what I like here is the teamwork. Everybody has the same goal, and everybody pitches in, and everybody does the dirty work. Everybody works together here as a team, and that's we have the same goals, and we release the animals, and nobody's selfish about doing anything.
When I was a child, I wanted to be 3 things. You know how it's like you couldn't make up your mind? I wanted to be a vet. I'm not a vet, but what we do is a lot of veterinary work. I wanted to be a teacher because I loved my teachers when I was in elementary school, and I wanted to be a comedian. So now I get to be all of them, all of them at once.
Well, I'm actually the assistant wildlife rehabilitator. I'm also licensed as a wildlife rehabilitator now. I just got licensed this year. I've been with Red Creek 7 years now. I'm one of the big ones that is helping Peg train now, because she is focusing on the classes to help train other wildlife rehabilitators. So a lot of the volunteers are being trained under me. Pretty much it's trying to make sure everybody knows everything, that as much knowledge as they can.
Peggy is very innovative. She's very strict about obeying the rules, but she's very innovative. When we meet a challenge, we talk to her about it, and she researches everything, and we go about things the right way.
It was a learning experience every day. She was just, the plethora of knowledge that she had was impossible to comprehend. She just kept teaching and teaching and teaching. I'm still learning today.
I mean, Peggy's great. She's the greatest teacher. Everything was, spelled out. She made it very simple for you to understand. She's a very knowledgeable woman about what she does.
It's hard to say in one interview. She's a great leader, and but yet she's also very much a friend. Like, I feel like I could just talk to her about anything. She's given me so much personal advice, with my own life.
I do pencil sketching and belong to Allied Artists in Schuylkill County. Most of my hobbies are related around animals, like bird watching, and I have a dog that I adore and I love training him. Stay. Okay. Take in about 2,000 animals a year. About 65 to 70% of them can be rehabilitated and are released. And we field about 10,000 phone calls a year.
It's totally different. You never know what's going to come in the door. So you kind of learn as you go, and it's very hands-on, and it's different every week. I don't really have one favorite. I like the common loons, I think, the best. And they come in sometimes in the winter when things are icy and they tend to hit the parking lots. We don't get them a lot, but I have a cottage up in Canada, and so I'm used to hearing the loons.
Probably my favorite would be the eastern coyotes that we had come in. We had 4 of them come in as 3-day-old pups. They came in due to a hunting accident where the mom was killed. We raised them up for roughly about 6 months. We got them in March, and we were able to release them in September.
You definitely do get attached to the animals, but being in with rehab, you realize that that's what's best for the animal, and it's so much better for me, at least, to be able to see them be free and have the whole outdoors to live in than to be confined to a cage. So I love the releases personally. It's very, very freeing.
Being there when an animal is released, being able to take an animal that came in broken and probably would have died, and then getting to open up your hands and have it fly away or run away is awesome.
Okay.